In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create this triple fan over effects in Elementor. As you can see, I already created, this is the design here, so you can see it works even directly in Elementor. So I'm going to delete all this and I'm going to show you how it's done. But if you are new to the channel, I usually create the written version of tutorials so that you can come here and copy the code, follow the structure. If the video tutorial piece is too much for you, you can also come to the website here, which I would attach the link in the description. So let's start working on the main tutorial itself. So I'm just going to delete that off. The first thing we want to do is you want to add the main container. So if I usually like to name my structure so that whenever I need to do something in any of the containers, I can always identify easily. So what you want to do is you create this. I want you to know that your design doesn't have to be like this. You can get flexible with the design, but I'm just going to recreate this. So you want to create the fan container section. Once you do that, we come back to our instruction here. You can see the structure here. So this is the main container. This is the parent container, which is what we would be creating now. So I'm just going to put in the main container and I'll name it as parent really quickly. So we're going to come back here. You can see the next is the styles widget. So I'm just going to bring in the styles widget so we don't forget. Sorry, I'm going to bring in the HTML widget so we don't forget later on. So I'm just going to drag that into this and I'm going to click the parent container again. Then I'll drag in the card container, the container that I'll be using for the card. So I'm just going to name this card one. So if we go back to the instruction here, you see that when you get to card one, you need to add this advanced CSS class. So I'm just going to go to the advanced tab and I'm just going to paste that into this place here. So once that is done, we're just going to design our UI really quickly. Just going to design the cards really quickly. So I'm going to brush through this so I don't waste your time. So I actually made a mistake. I'm just going to correct that real quick. So inside the card container, you're supposed to have two containers as well, one for your image and one for your text. So I'm just going to create that straight away. So I'm just going to name this text. So the next thing you want to do is we need to add our CSS classes to all this that we've created. So the text container doesn't need any CSS, as you can see from here, doesn't need any advanced CSS. So the only things that need the advanced CSS is the title, which is the tag, and the title. So for this particular tutorial, that is the um, text widget and the title widget. So I'm just going to click on the text editor and I'm just going to impute this here. I'm going to click on the heading widget and I'm just going to add. So from there we can move over to the next thing, which is the images. So if you come back here, you can see this is the tag and title widget. So I've added this to here. So the next is the image column. So I'm just going to copy this, then so that I don't forget, I'm going to come to the image widgets here and I'm just going to go to the advanced tab and put in the CSS class. So then I'll just come out and drag images into it. So it is triple fan, so we'll be needing three images, one in the left, center, and right. But the good thing about this code is all you need to do is just drag the images inside the container. So then it would use the arrangement here to arrange it as left, center, and right. You understand? So I'm just going to come down here and copy this CSS class. So when I copy the CSS class, I'm just going to go to advanced and I'll put the CSS class. Then I'm just going to duplicate all these in 3 places, as you can see. So this is the first card here. So then the next thing we want to do is we're going to come back to our card here, to the card one. So I'm just going to see if I left anything out. No, nothing. So we're going to come back to card one and we are going to duplicate it to give us 2 cards, right? So I'm just going to name this as card 2 really quickly. Then we'll come back to you click on the card one. So since we're going for the grid view, I'm just going to give this max width of 45. So I'm going to come to card 2 as well and give it the max width of 45, right? So depending on how you want the stuff, um, okay, let's move on. So then I'm going to come to the parent here and give it the row horizontal direction. Okay, so I figured that out. The reason was because I put these HTML widgets into the parent container instead of the actual main container. So I'm just going to name these styles really quickly so it stops confusing us. So for this, I forgot to center to justify the content and align the items as center. I'm just going to do that for this as well really quickly. So basically we are done with the first setup here. So the next thing we're going to do is we'll come back to the code here. You understand? I'm just going to scroll down to I get to the CSS widget store. I'm just going to copy that and I'll come back here and paste it here. So hopefully before I upload this, I get to correct the code here because there is an invisible character here, which is why this isn't working. If I remove this, you can see that works, but I just remembered we haven't added any images. So let's just click on the images one by one and just add images as quick as possible. Okay, so that is done and I have removed all the invisible characters from the CSS. So you can see this design right here. So what I want to do is you want to come to the parent container here, then just give this a minimum height. So let's say 400 or 500 depending. So let's just give this 400. But this isn't done yet. We still need to use the JavaScript code. So if I come down on the website here, if you scroll down, you would see the JavaScript code here. So then what you want to do is you click on the main container here. So because if you scroll back up, you would see that the JavaScript code, the scripts widget is supposed to be with the main container or the parent container. You understand? So I'm just going to come down here, then I'm just going to put in an HTML widget. So I'm just going to do that, then paste the HTML code and the JavaScript code. Invisible widget is invisible letters here as well. So I'm just going to pause this, then come back. So I've removed the invisible characters here as well. I would make sure I correct that from the websites before I upload this video, but I've removed that. So you might be thinking, why isn't the effect here? Don't worry, it's just a caching, an Elementor issue. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to save this. So once you save this, you can just click on preview. So once you click on preview, it's going to open up. So as you can see, it is showing here. So let the page refresh again, then you'd see that the effect is there. So basically the effect works, but you might say it looks nothing like this. But that is because there's just a few cosmetic stuff left to do, and you can do that pretty easily. So if you come to the card one container here, so if you go down to your styles, you can go to the border, then you click solid border, then you're just going to give this a border of one each. So you make sure you remove the right border, you understand. So if you come to the card 2 as well, you can repeat the same thing. So for this you're going to okay, so let's leave this complete. So you're going to go to the parent container here, then you're just going to remove all the gaps, you understand. So if you want this as the four cards, all you need to do is just duplicate card 1 and card 2, then you're going to click this wrap here, you understand, and that's really that's about the thing. So if you love this tutorial, I have more coming up. Just remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So thank you very much for your time. As you can see, so you can see there's an issue now that this height is not correct. This height shouldn't be like this. So what you want to do is you go back to the parent container. So instead of using pixel, you're just going to use vertical height. So you're just going to change this vertical height to 100. You understand? And then this corrects itself easily. So then all you need to do is click on publish, then view what you've done on the front end. So you can see this is a much better design than the plain one that was there before. So if you want to take this a step further, you can come down to the structure here and click on the main container. They're just going to change this from box to full width. You understand? So that gives you more visual freedom then all you have to do is center align your card in the parent container. So I'm just going to center align the card in the parent container. So you'd see that gives us more paddings on the left and right. So I guess on your website there'll be a section before this, so then you can then adjust what you want the top padding and but the bottom margin, the bottom padding to be, you understand. So but for this tutorial right now, like, we're done with it.